everybody. Happy New Year, and Happy New Year to you guys. All right. So we're going to give it a few minutes. It's Rene MacDonald for Live Talk Forum here at the Institute for Christ Consciousness in the Copper Dragon. It is 2022. It's January 2nd, 2022, right? And tonight we're here for our show, Live Talk Forum. We're here on Facebook, and we're live in our studio space, and everybody is welcome here, so please do come into the future. We're going to wait a few minutes for more people to show up. We actually have more people than we've had in a while right here, right now, so thank you for coming. We got Nikki, we got Evie, we have Nicholas, and you said Rachel?
Yes.
Rachel, Sophia. I'm sure there'll be more people coming. Jen is a little bit on hiatus over here because she's not here yet. Because she's got some customers and people in the shop that she's with right now. So she should be down here for a few minutes, or in a few minutes. I'm just going to grab some tissues here. So tonight we're going to do lots of different things with our topic of what we're going to talk about. This is a live talk forum, and it's designed to bring you higher knowing. So you can ask any questions you want from God or love or angels or universe, higher knowing, okay, the stars, okay? This is for all of us, all right? You can also donate to us via Venmo or PayPal. You'll find the link on our sites on Facebook and many of our other social media hookups. You can give energetically as well. How? Tell people about us. Tell people what we do. You know, share our stuff so that we can get what we do out there, how we can change the world from love, okay? So thank you all for coming. Thank you all for being here. I hope that answers your questions about, you know, what we're going to do here. We're going to ask questions. We're probably going to do 5-minute readings for 2022 with everybody. A 5-minute reading is kind of like a little window into what's coming for you for 2022, whoever it is, right? You know, whoever asks questions, whoever comes here in person, whoever calls in, right? So we're gonna focus on 2022 and what's coming for the new year. So you can ask all about that. You can also ask anything and everything metaphysical. Hi, Mark.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Lucky. So we got Mark and Lucky here as well. I can do I was gonna take the phone off and put it over there so you can see everybody. But Mark has his dog Lucky here. All right. You okay, Luck? And he's such a good boy. Yeah, so Lucky's here tonight, too, with Mark. Thank you for coming, guys, right? All right, and I have my good tea here. Thank you, everybody. We're going to give it a few more minutes. I'm hoping Jennifer's going to be on down here because she adds a little extra spice because she's got that fucking Leo moon, man. She's funny as shit. All right, so we love it when she adds a little bit of her special gifts to our show. And she's great. She's great. So thank you all. I look forward to our great show tonight. And let me see. So we're going to do the readings. We can start with the readings. But there was some other material that I talked about. Do you know what it was, Ray, by any chance? I know I posted it on my Facebook, and then I get busy doing other stuff because that's these times, huh? Yeah. Do you have your phone? You can do that? Okay. Thanks. You want some water for him, Mark? Or? Okay. Okay. So he's a heavy panter. Huh.
He'll calm down. He's just excited.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, Lucky. So Lucky's panting a lot here. All right, so thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, Rachel, for coming, too.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Lots of new people here tonight, which is great. So you can donate and share our stuff, whatever you feel in your heart. Everything is about a positive, healthy energy exchange. All right, so did you find it?
Yes.
All right, so Ray's got the information that we need for tonight. What were we going to talk about tonight besides the 2022 readings I know everyone's waiting for, right?
There was the 5-minute readings.
Those are the 5-minute readings, yeah.
Past lives and how they connect to your present life, and always got astrology.
Okay, always we talk about astrology. You guys know about that, right? Because it's all intertwined in everything that is God. It's one of the greatest formulas of love energy to put in writing and connect earth world with metaphysical. That's astrology, right? We also work with numerology and all gifts and messages from God or love, like we did last week. We did psychometry. So I'd like you guys, before I move on here though, Rachel, you said one more thing. We're going to talk about past lives as well today and how they relate to what you got going on with you. So one of the things that you can do is send us a picture to the shop phone. If you want to, instead of focusing on like a 2022 reading, you could also, and you guys in the audience too, you can ask about anything you're wearing or any past lives that you had, any dreams that you had that connect to past lives. And we're going to talk about this because everything that happens in your now is related to everything that you are and everything that has happened in your past, right? That's higher knowing, wisdom from ancient times of all that is God and all that is love. That is, and if it's your question, it's your story, okay? So hold on a minute. We're just settling down over here and getting things together. So think about, maybe you're interested in learning about a past lifetime and how it relates to this. Maybe you've had some dreams recently, right? Maybe you have a piece of clothing. Like last week we did the psychometry class. You have a piece of clothing and you feel like, can I tell you something about that, right? Or I can just look at you and your energy and tell you what lifetimes have or what's coming in and just ask God or love for those answers. Because that's what we teach here. That's really what this show is about, working with love or God or universe or angels, however or whatever you want to call that energy, as long as you guys all understand that it's a love in its purest form, okay? So that said, think about questions that you got. If you can send a picture of yourself to the shop or anything that you want to ask about, you could do that as well. The shop phone is 757-559-8680. So you can ask using that or working with that, but also, or you can send in the picture or anything that you want to give me as information to get a read on your stuff, right? But you can also tell me about your dreams, and I will tell you what's connecting and what comes in for you in your greatest healing. You can also tell me about your astrology placements, your rising sign, what's going on in your 12th house, in your first house, if you have your astrology, and we can tap into your past lives through that, as well as your soul's mission, your north node, your south node, your part of fortune. All of these things will both tell us about your future and about your past. So we're going to talk about all these things today. It's going to be exciting and fun. And on top of that, you can always ask any questions that you want to know about higher knowing of love with God, universe, angels, that you want to know. What are ghosts, or, you know, am I seeing ghosts or spirits in my house, you know, or I want to talk to my father. This is medium work, who has crossed over, and I want to know the truth about the mystery of what happened behind his death. And because a lot of times we think it's one way and it's entirely different, or it's many things and we think it's just one, right? That's the nature of God or love, okay? So thank you all for coming. Thank you for listening. I hope I didn't take too much crazy time being boring with the introduction, you know? Nobody wants to be boring, right? So, okay, so I guess we'll start. And so in the meantime, I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to come up with some questions. Thank you all for coming. And Rachel, do we have any questions over here? And we're going to answer some of them on the internet, and we'll give everybody a minute to get their thoughts together, all right? Okay, thank you. Okay.
We don't have any questions yet on the internet, but we have a bunch of people saying hi and Happy New Year.
Hi, Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year to you guys. May it be fucking awesome. Awesome, with all the greatest things for everybody from love, right? Whole new world from love. Thank you, God, for that for us. All right. All right. So you said nobody has any questions yet? All right. And Jen, we're still waiting on Jen. So tonight I got me and Rachel, or Rachel and I, here. You know, there's so many different ways to say it. What, you got somebody? Okay, go ahead with your question. Who is it?
Jen Lloyd. She's asking about the Ottoman Empire. It keeps coming up for her. She's not sure how to upload it to the shop. Thank you, as always, for doing this, she says.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Jen Lloyd, for your support and your donations as well. And for being our people, you know, for being here to change the world. So thank you. Okay. That said, the Ottoman Empire totally feels entirely to me like ancient empire. It feels like it connects with Aztec. All right. It feels like it connects with that kind of energy in some way, shape, or form. So this is about lifetimes of ancient native lifetimes. And this is the word I'm getting, is native. Okay. What comes in for you, Jen Lloyd, is during this time period, you have lifetimes, let me just see, as a high priestess and a healer. All right. At the highest levels, right? They're showing me like what's crazy is like the pyramid, like a pyramid. And when I say pyramid, everybody always thinks ancient Egypt, but there's all different kinds of pyramids. What are pyramids? They're triangles, they're threes, they're active God. They point up to the heavens, right? So triangles are active God, pyramids are active God. So you come in as a high-end healer in this lifetime. There's also something else that comes in for you with this, Jen Lloyd. I don't know if you guys can see my bracelets and my jewelry, right? I think I may have said this to you guys before. I wear a lot of unique stuff, right? And one of these things is these bracelets that I have on my wrist. I wear a lot of different kinds of bracelets. And one time I was at an event, and this woman who was also another reader, healer person, she grabbed my arm and she was like, "How many lifetimes?" She's like, "Who is this?" She's like grabbed my arm and kind of shocked me. And she goes, "How many lifetimes have you been a high priestess?" Right? So Jen Lloyd, you may, and anybody out there, you may find yourself wearing lots of jewelry, right? Rings, right? Jewelry like this, because these are indicative of high priestess energy, higher knowing, being a master at love energy in some way, shape, or form, a master healer in whatever culture you are in, right? There will be similarities in these things, no matter what the jewelry. The idea is really the energy is really the same, right? Because by wearing this woman grabbed my arm, right, at some event, and she knew that I was this, right? She's like, "How many lifetimes have you been a high priestess?" And I was like, "What?" Right? Because at the time I was like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." And then I put that together with spirit. I'm like, "Okay, God, what is this about?" Right? So that happened because it was something I needed to know. The reason this is coming in is because this is about you stepping into that energy, Jen Lloyd, in this lifetime. All right? There's massive healing and massive gifts that are going to be opening up. So if you find yourself, if you don't already wear jewelry, you don't have to wear like me or do like me, but you have some variation of your own special, unique style that is one with you, one with universe and your gifts, right? That you're going to probably open up and bring out things like this into the future as you really step into that energy, that high priestess energy, okay? So it comes in that you have lifetimes as a high priestess energy, but one of the most powerful lifetimes that you have is with this Ottoman Empire, right? I hope I said that right. Did I say that right?
I think so.
All right. All right. Okay. Because I think of an Ottoman as a bed right now. I must be tired. Right? Okay. So there's many different meanings here, right? But in this particular case, what they're showing me is lifetimes. I see like a vision of like a golden pyramid. I see the sky. I see angels. I see beautiful golden light all around it. Okay. In the vision that I'm getting. So what does this mean? What does this tell me? This tells me high-end God. This tells me that you're super protected. This tells me that you are walking into this space in this reality. Interesting enough, there is something about this with a betrayal, and this has to do with your husband, if you're married. Okay, just putting that out there. It has to do with him from lifetimes ago, and this is about trust, this is about healing, but this is all interconnected in this lifetime, okay? I'm sure on some level you already know that. Yeah, and this has to do with trust. Okay, so there's healing and bridges and stuff that we have to let go of, cross over, get through for your best healing with this. What they're telling me is one of the best ways for you to go into this, right, is start researching, ask love, ask God, ask them to lead you to everything that you need to open these doorways into your soul, to heal this stuff. I mean, you're a master energy healer yourself. There's nothing that you can't do if you use these tools, and that's for all of us, right? So we all have incredible magic, but I do feel that this has been going on for 7 or 8 lifetimes. And so look at the music, look at that empire, read like Mark here. We were talking about that this week in a past life class that we did event here. We were talking about excuse me, how Mark has tons of military lifetimes. Oh goodness, my crazy hair is getting caught in my jewelry, right? Tons of military lifetimes. And So Mark watches a lot of the History Channel, and this is why this is coming in. Look for books. Ask universe to guide you. People will come in. Information will come in from everywhere. Ask and you shall receive. So this stuff is part of the healing process, including music, right? Also going to those places. If you have not been there, go. Find where it is, the ancient grounds, right? Do these things in Earthworld. So these are some really great tools to help you in this healing process. This is lifetimes that must be healed. When I say must be healed, your soul has come in here to do this work. You don't have to do anything. That's the nature of free will. That is God. That is love. It's up to you. You don't have to do shit. But if you want to move forward with all the dreams and all the things that you ask God or love for, you have to go through these doorways. And this is for all of us in these times, you know, just like me being sick and having some rough times with this. It's like, holy fuck, right? I'm like, why would I want to do this? God, remind me why I don't want to just like exit the planet, right? Some days are like that because it's hard stuff. And this is stuff we have all held on to for lifetimes. So this is for all of us, right? So many of you will be noticing different things going on, themes in your life, in this place, but this has to do with you, Jen Lloyd. What's the God's honest truth and the best words, most practical, easiest, best chunk of healing for her to move forward with this, God? Let me see. Okay, this is about healing relationship energy with men and relationship energy. Okay, trust issues. This has to do, and please don't take offense to this because really nothing is bad, releasing ancient whore energy that's in you because this is all intertwined in this. There's a betrayal. It's almost like a whore energy that is where we don't feel good enough on a subconscious soul level, and this stuff we bury it because it's too painful, because it's this energy that stopped you from allowing yourself to believe that you could have the greatest partner for you, that you could have the greatest dreams, and you're right at the precipice, and you've pulled that all together in this lifetime. But until we heal all this, it can't fully come to fruition, and it has the propensity to fall apart. Okay, so I'm telling you this gift from universe as part of this healing journey, and I'm going to ask them to clear, heal, and change it and release this for you emotionally, because this is about hardcore emotions in these times as well, of us not releasing from lifetimes the stuff that is burdening us, the fears, the anxiety, and it's such a powerful energy in all of us, right? So this is all about that. Wow, if I'm this, then I can't have this. Or if I'm this energy, I can't have that energy. I can't have this relationship. So this is tying into all of that. And like when we drive a car up there, or when I push my hand against it, it's like a brick wall. It's like a giant wall. So this is a master chunk of the healing that it behooves you to do. You don't have to do anything, right? And that's for all of us as well. You know, it's up to you what you want to do with your soul, free will, and all that is God, that is love. And there is no wrong, okay? Including with these energies, because guess what? We've all been whores. We've all been prostitutes. We've all beheaded each other. We've all killed each other, especially at this point of God, an understanding of God. We've done all these fucking things. That's how we know not to do those things, right? Because there's such horrific things, and we got to live with ourselves. That's the worst torture of all. You know, when you carry that toxic energy and it makes you feel miserable about you. And then we carry it through lifetimes. That's why we're doing this, right? Okay, so know this, Jen Lloyd. You're no more a terrible whore than I am. Or vice versa, you know, because the truth is it's just an energy. And that's like, a lot of people come to me and they're like, oh, I can't think about that. I can't think about how horrible I am. You're not horrible if you carry this energy. It's no different than carrying this. It's about your perspective of how horrible that is or how toxic that is. Nothing is toxic. In fact, this is the greatest gift because this is going to set you free to tap into love energy in the highest, almost unimaginable forms, Jen Lloyd. All right? That is going to allow you to be even more of a healer than you ever could imagine, that has been buried in your soul for fucking lifetimes. Man, this is some cool ass shit, you know? And so, but it comes equally with, I got to get rid of this stuff, you know, or it behooves me to change this. But it's up to you, girl. You're a star and you got this, right? You got this. So this comes in with you. This is going to go on over the next 2 to 3 years. There's something that came in astrologically that goes with this. Look in your chart and see if you have anything Pluto conjunct Sun. Many of us will have this Pluto conjunct Sun, and a lot of this is about transformation or Pluto on the ascendant as well, meeting our destinies. Your ascendant is very much so your life path in your natal astrology chart, but it is also in all your charts underlying layers of that, because astrology is like all that is God, is super complex. So it would not surprise me if you had like Pluto opposition Sun, Pluto conjunct Sun. And so everybody look at these things, because in the next 2 to 3 years, this is going to go on where you're going to be releasing massive amounts of stuff with the oppositions with Pluto. Because what is Pluto? Transformation. It's the God's honest truth. It's getting to the truth of things. It's the secret, darkest, shittiest crap and ways that we feel about ourselves. Like it's like, hi, I don't want to talk about that right now on TV, and I don't want to ever talk about that, and I can't look over there because it hurts too much, right? It's about finally releasing this shit so we can be free, right? And that's for all of us, okay? So Jen Lloyd, you're not alone in this journey. I got some really great toxic fucking past life stories that will like put hair on anyone's back, make you drink, whatever. I mean, really nasty shit, right? Yeah, toxic stuff. So just letting you all know that everything that we have all each been or have done, have experienced through lifetimes. And it is not about a judgment call. It's not about me judging anybody. It's about energy, and energy that doesn't serve you or behoove you what? Anymore, right? So we did Jen Lloyd's question. If you have any other questions, girl, please ask. And anybody from the audience have any questions? Nick, what you got? You got your chart?
This is Nicholas's chart.
Nick and Nicholas are here. You think that's like a fucking twin flame thing or what? It's kind of cool, really. Super cool. All right, so Nikki's here tonight from Maryland. Hi. And she's brought her friend Nicholas with her from France. He's visiting from France. Cool shit. So thanks God International, right? That's cool. Thank you for coming. So before I just want to introduce you guys, so go ahead, Nick. You want to sit here for a sec? Okay. And this is Nicholas's chart, correct? Yep. Okay, so what did you want to ask me about Nicholas's chart? I'm going to show everybody really quick. Nicholas are you okay with me revealing your birthday and stuff? Okay, I want to honor you. And showing them your chart?
Yep.
All right. So this is Nicholas's chart. He's born on February 23rd, 1981. All right, so this is his chart, his transit for today. Okay, I'm just going to give you an idea. His transit and his natal chart is in the center, and I'm just going to show you guys this. So Nikki has a question in reference to this. We're going to take a look at it right now, and it's for Nicholas. So go ahead.
You were talking about how the 12th house represents past lives, and I figure his 12th house is a doozy because it's an intercepted Taurus with a Chiron.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got Chiron. You know what's funny is it's no accident. I'm always learning and growing and talking with God, as we all are, right? We're always working with universe and love, and we're always learning. And astrology is so infinite. There's so many formulas. The best tool is that I got my kids, and they're constantly doing it. They're like, hey, Mom, look at this. And I'm like, fuck yeah, you know what I mean? And it's all ways that we help each other, So it's funny that you say that he's got this Chiron here, because the Chiron is very much is like a Saturnian energy. It has a lot to do with Saturn, which is wild, and that makes sense to me because Chiron is your wounded healer energy, right? If we look here, and I make it as big as I can on Nikki's phone, of course. This isn't an iPhone though, is it?
No.
Okay. How do I make it? Do I make it? Okay. All right. I don't know if you can see it, guys, but I'm kind of move up here, and you can see his 12th house is right over here, right underneath like my finger. I don't know if you can see that, right? Well, that little key thing is his Chiron, right? And his Taurus house is intercepted in the 12th house, right? So when you have intercepted Taurus in your 12th house, he has Gemini, and his 12th house actually starts in Aries. So the fact that his 12th house starts in Aries, the cusp ruler is Aries. Excuse me. And so your question one more time so I can talk about this.
You were just talking about like past lives in the 12th house, and I thought his was interesting.
Yeah, the fact that you have that your chart starts in Aries for the 12th house. So you just want me to do a little read on this? Yeah, that'll be cool. For areas and things that you want to look into, right? Okay. Okay. All right. Thanks God for the God's honest truth here and the best assistance and love energy to help Nicholas heal this in this lifetime and forever from love in the purest form. Thank you for the best gifts, tools, love, energy, magic, everything we need from this reading now, please, and guidance and gifts from this now, please, from love. All right. Nicholas, what comes in is when you have your 12th house and it starts in Aries. All right, your 12th house is your past lives. It's normally governed by Pisces, right? Pisces is the 12th house natural ruler, but you have Aries as your ruler on a personal level in your chart for the 12th house. Whenever you have Aries in anything, there's a propensity for, guess what? My favorite, massive rage. Okay? And the thing about Pisces energy is it's all the emotion in the ocean, and it's very foggy, and just like we're going through Neptune and Pisces in the transit right now. So it's foggy, and it's hard to see the forest through the trees in our disillusionments, right? So, we just kind of, I need you to pull it back up again because we kind of lost it for a minute, right? So anytime you have Aries in the 12th house or Mars in there, there is rage, buried rage from lifetimes and rage that has to be dealt with. You might not even realize it's even in there, right? Because I happen to be a person that has a lot of fire and Pluto and Mars and all that shit. Just happen to be that, you know, right? So I know all about rage. My go-to is not cry and lay on the ground and die. My go-to is get out of my way, you motherfucker. You know, that's my go-to, right? Right? But that doesn't always serve me, right? So this is a journey for me, you know, with my rage as well. But the other side of rage is passion. So rage doesn't necessarily mean bad. We have that energy for a reason, right? So what we want to do is unlock what's going on in that 12th house, whether it's rage or, you know, and in this particular case, this is the cusp sign, right? So of Aries, when it's in the 12th house, it hugely represents buried rage. But when you heal this, it is amazing, incredible gifts for you from Aries, right? And Aries placements as well as all the Pisces stuff and everything else you have going on in you, because nothing is bad. So this opens up an incredible magic in you to manifest like no other, because fire energy, what does fire do? It's here in an instant, right? So you have an incredible passion in you as well, right? When I was sitting in the shop before, and me and you or Nikki were having some time together, and we were just chilling. This is before the show, people, right? And we were hanging out. One of the things that I loved is how beautiful your soul is. You have just a lovely, beautiful, I hope I'm not embarrassing you. Beautiful energy, you know, he does, you know. And it's just awesome. So I feel this energy is in alignment with the secrets of the amazing things that you have going on in you, right? That needs to be released, that is blocked by this rage and everything else that has to do with these two houses or this energy, be it Mars, Pluto, buried shit, Aries, as well as the Piscean things, right? What are the Piscean things? The Pisceans is energy is the 12th house. It's spiritual. It's asylum, the asylum that we have in our head, right? It's addiction. It is high-end spiritual. It is super creatives, okay? It is channeling energy, you know, in the highest order, right? You know, these Pisces energies, they do it on a subconscious level, and they don't even realize that they have this energy. So this is about, can you bring me back to that? Unlocking that energy, right? And Chiron is Saturn. That's your wounded healer, okay? I got my tea again today, guys. Different kind of tea. This is the hibiscus peach that I tell you about. Tonight, I'm drinking that, just to let you know, okay? It's great for, we probably said it before, blood pressure, right? Alkalizing. And it's really good for when you retain water, like in your lymphatic system, it helps to release that, right? And it's natural and it's holistic, and it's a great way to help you control high blood pressure. For those of you who are interested in getting off blood pressure medicine, look into it. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your holistic people that you might work with. Okay, so just a heads up for ways to start changing the things that no longer serve you in Earth world, right? Medicines or whatever. You pick and choose from your heart and talk to God or love about it. That said, we have Nicholas's chart here, like we were talking about, and he has right now he has Aries as the ruler of that chart. So do you ever find yourself getting really pissed off, like totally enraged? Yeah. So yeah. And that's in this Earth world, right? So what's interesting is right now Uranus is transiting your 12th house in Taurus, and that's about electrical shocks and releases and freeing and bringing in surprises and bringing in this type of energy for healing, right? But it also brings in things that can seem like really tough challenges with that energy, right? However, it's what you do with it and what your beliefs are. Does that make sense to you?
Totally.
Yeah. Okay. So this transit is coming in. It's going to be there for a while. The Uranus in your 12th house, it's in Taurus. So for everybody, Uranus is in the 12th house, I believe, for everybody, not in the 12th house. It's in Taurus right now, right? In the transit charts for everybody, right? But what house it is in and the other placements you have in your chart are indicative to you, right? As well, except for the most part, your transits, right? Depending on where you are in the world as well, right? And what's going on across the board. But for the most part, a lot of you people are going to have this, the world, what do you call it? The world transits, and what is that you're looking at right now? You're looking at Pluto in Capricorn. You're looking at Jupiter in Aquarius, I believe. You're also looking at Saturn in Aquarius. You're looking at Uranus in Taurus, but for everybody, it's in a different house. Like mine, right? My Uranus is in the 5th house, right? The 5th house is opposite the 11th, the transit Uranus, but that's where my Taurus energy is. It's in the 5th house, right? And so your Taurus is a fantastic energy, okay? Hold on a sec. We're going to go back in here. And we're giving Nicholas a read on his chart in his 12th house and what's going on in him. So does this all sound right to you?
Yes.
Okay. And if you have questions or it doesn't, please tell me so we'll get to the bottom of it, right?
Yeah.
Because I can't help you or anybody, right? If we don't know. You know what I mean? Okay. If somebody doesn't tell me. Okay. So you have Uranus, and it's transiting Taurus right now, and then it's about to hit. It's almost like it is conjunct your Chiron. Your Chiron is in Taurus, and it is the wounded healer. That is the theme of your Chiron. It has a lot to do with and is associated with Saturnian energies. Who is Saturn? What is Saturn? Saturn is the governor. It's the planet that's the governor of Earth world karma. Okay? So with this, this is going to be a highly charged time for you right now because you got that Uranus crossing through. You also have your North Node in the 12th house, which transiting, right? And it's right on the bridge of your Taurus and Gemini energy. So this is about having to heal these things that are Taurian in nature in you and your journey to move forward with the North Node in the transit in this lifetime, right? And this has everything to do with the wounded healer. What is the wounded healer? To give you an idea, you can look up the transit or you can look up Chiron in Taurus in your natal chart, okay? So, and then you look up that and you can see 4 or 5 other placements related to this and you go, oh my God, that's me. Oh my God, I do have that. Oh my God, I hate that about myself. Oh my God, right? Or you go, wow, this is something really cool that I noticed about me and maybe it doesn't serve me, but now I know about it. So what do I want to do with that energy? Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's ways to get free of it. You're doing a great job. He's doing a great job with the language barrier. You really are, man. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I lost the phone thing again here. We're going to get back to this. Yay. Okay. So there's healing. What does Taurus has to do? Taurus is the natural ruler of the second house, Taurus energy. It is also Venus. Venus is about beautiful things. Taurus loves nice stuff, right? Loves beautiful things, right? This is why you kind of like Nikki, because Nikki really is beautiful. She's beautiful in her heart. She's beautiful in her physical. And Nikki is a Leo. She fucking loves beautiful things. She likes money. She likes, grandeur. Leos are like all about it to like the tens, right? So Nikki has that energy running in her as well. Okay, so there is past life stuff to heal between you and Nikki in this 12th house, right? If we go from the 12th to the 6th, if that was not truth, she wouldn't be sitting here with you. Does this make sense? And this would not have escalated in your reality. So this is all part of that, okay? So there is huge amounts of healing in this in reference to the second house, which is Taurus, right? Which can come out in your physical energy as well. All the signs and placements in astrology, right? They tell you where your physical body health issues are as well. Okay. And so things like that are bothering you will also be intertwined with this 12th house energy. Also with this 12th house comes in beautiful things, Venus having nice things, as well as self-worth. Taurus is all about self-worth. Where are you not feeling worthy? Where are you feeling less than? Your first and second houses are those hardcore houses of ourselves where we're not, where we have, so to speak, our greatest amounts of work to do on us. They show us who we are, what we're about, what we need to work on, as well as, I know we talk about all the shit all the time, right? Or a lot of stuff that doesn't behoove us, but really there's massive amounts of wonderful gifts in Taurian energy, right? I was just talking before about my solar return chart, which is more for future episodes here. I'm excited, right? I was talking about my solar return chart, and my daughter Sophia brought it up that I have Taurus at 29 degrees, and I'm like, wow. And when I have that Taurus is a bull. You are not gonna move a bull. That stubborn ass energy. Everybody who's a Taurus knows it. When they get in that space, they dig their heels in and they're not fucking moving, right? And the thing about a bull is he doesn't move unless he what? Wants to. But this is about, what is the word that I'm looking for? Not reserve. Would it be resolute? That I have to be resolute? In other words, I can't give up. I can't fold. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but this is what that energy is about. So with this energy comes a bear of you, not your soul on a subconscious level, not wanting to heal this energy in you. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a thank you. And then when I look, your 12th house comes together in Gemini, and Gemini is your rising sign. All right, so it comes together. Your North Node is about to go into Gemini, right? And if we look at your 12th house, we can't look at your 12th house without looking at the 6, because the 6 is your house of health, and you have a lot of shit going on there. Shit meaning stuff, planets, right? I'm just going to give you guys an idea. If you look down here in his chart, you can see all that crazy stuff going on in there. When there's a lot of stuff going on there, there's a lot of stuff to look at, explore, clear, change, create, do, know. Do you see what I'm saying? So it behooves you to look into those spaces, because your 6th house is your house of health, right? And the 6th and the 12th house go hand in hand. So, and because it's not all in the 12th house, it's on the opposite house. This tells me all the stuff that is hidden within your health. So a lot of this stuff you may not even realize is in your outside reality, but it's in your physical body, not unlike what I got going on. What we are is what we attract. Earth signs bury shit. Earth signs are the hardest to move shit. Earth signs, like you got to dig deep to get a foundation, right? You have to, and the other thing they do is they bury shit, right? So burying stuff in our body. I can't talk about that right now. I'll look at that tomorrow. I'll look at that energy tomorrow. It hurts. I'll talk about it later. I'll deal with it later. And then we never really deal with it for lifetimes. And then we have physical ailments that fuck us up. You and me both, right? And that doesn't mean we're bad. It means, okay, now that this has come to our attention, it behooves us to address it if we want to be well. If we want beautiful things like Nikki, right? We must heal ourselves, right? Yeah. For all of us, right? Yeah. Yeah, because I want a beautiful partner too. Right? There you go. Are you good with that? So those are telling me about lifetime stuff to look for you into for your best healing, okay? And I saw your Gemini is across from that. Your Gemini is your lifeline, and that makes sense that your rising would be Gemini, okay? And let me tell you why. And that too is in the 12th house, so you want to look up Aries in the 12th house. You want to look up Gemini in the 12th house. You want to look up intercepted Taurus house, because this shows you what you want to find of the habits, patterns, beliefs, energy, a hardcore. And then don't just do one, do many. It's like different astrologers will guide you to different things based on their gifts and their vibrations. Same thing is true with different spiritual teachers, different people that you work with, different healers, right? Same thing is true. So look and explore into all these things, because your greatest healing for all of this comes within that. And it makes sense that your Gemini is your ascendant. Why? Because one of the gifts of Gemini is I have Libra in my decan. I have Gemini as my decan in my Libra Scorpio sun sign, right? So Gemini would be my decan, right? And what Gemini does is it has this amazing ability to be creative and do a million things all at once, but that's part of the detriment in some ways, because then we don't deal with our shit in the way that we should on the whole long term. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense so that in this life you still have that issue going on, but it's also part of your greatest gifts, because Geminis are some of the greatest communicators, right? And they're masters at so many different things. It's Mercury, it's headspace. So you're really wise or intelligent, right? But you're also wise, because you wouldn't be sitting here if you were not. And you're actively going and moving and into that space. So, and we can look more into it about what lifetimes are involved in this Taurian energy, because usually it's multiple. Like in Jen Lloyd's case, the one that's coming up is really big and powerful, and it's a big stone for her. I feel there's multiple placements and things that are going on here, but every single one of them is lifetimes of the fabric of all that is God, that has to do with healing all of this across the board for many lifetimes. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's why you have so many planets in the 6th versus the 12th. Same thing with me. The shit I'm going through right now with being sick. I mean, I had 3 days where I could barely move, and I'm like, okay, God, this is not a picnic. I'm like, why would anybody want to do this, right? Because it's super challenging. But this is because I signed on for this shit. I'm like, so I got to release this stuff to get to all my superpower magic, right? All my dreams, right? To not only change me and live my greatest life, but to heal me. Gosh darn, right? To heal me, right? So I can live, so I can have beautiful things and truly be happy and not be tormented by any other garbage, toxic, unwell, sickness, whatever it is that is buried in my body. But let me tell you, sometimes it's going to be rough, man. That's why we have each other. That's why even more so we have God or love, because no matter how bad it can get in these times, bring it to universe, bring it to love. Okay, God, I'm hurting. Change this, please, now. Free me from this now. What do I got to do to change this? What tools can I use in Earthworld to feel well? What do I need to heal me? What placements in astrology can I be free of? Because everything is energy, and you have all the gifts and power of working with God or love to change everything. You could work with me, you could work with whoever, everybody can. But you call in what you need from your soul, what behooves you from love, so that you can be your greatest you, and it's coming. I feel really good about good things for you, but this healing is intertwined for you and Nikki, and now I'm going to tell you about the lifetime. Are you ready? Right? Universe is like, wait for it, wait for it. All right, so let me see here. I have like a crazy hair on my face. All right. And this goes directly with these times. Are you ready? You need a box of tissues, because I feel it coming, man. I feel it coming. I feel the release.
Keep some there,
You got it? Oh, here, you can take them from here. Yeah. Oh, we're going to need tissues for this. So any of you guys who got questions, bring your tissues. Tissues, right? Okay, you ready? This has to do with a lifetime that we bought in, like, I want to say like 2 or 3 years ago when I met you at the Post, or when we were working together at the Post way back when. All right, this is in Maryland when I used to go to Maryland, right? A lot of you guys know me from there. Okay, and my travels around the country, right? So what comes in here? Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. Come on in and have a seat. Got more peeps. What?
Thanks for having us.
Oh, please come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. We're kind of in the mode, and we're doing past life and predictions for 2022. We're working with Nicholas and Nikki right now, and these are the two people in the front here, and we're answering some questions. We looked into their astrology for the 12th and first house, or their ascending. And now we're going to talk about what stuff has gone on in their lifetime, in the lifetime that comes in, which is the biggest form of healing in this one, okay? And this comes in with a massive amounts of rage. This has to do with betrayal energy. This has to do with trust. And what's crazy is this has everything to do with, guess what? Black and white. This is why you would have these issues in this lifetime, right? Yeah. And this has everything to do with your daughter, her fear of dogs. We've talked about these things, right? And it also has to do because Nicholas was one of the people who led you to this place. So this is about massive healing in your relationship and trusting each other, because what I'm picking up is he was your lover in that lifetime. And guess what? He betrayed you. And in this lifetime, it is time to heal that. Does this make sense to you guys? If it starts to make you cry, it's okay, because it's just releasing. Yeah. Crazy shit, right? Yeah. So this is designed to heal all of this, because I do see there's a great propensity for you guys to go to France. And if I can speak freely, are you comfortable with this, both of you?
Yes.
And have a life together that's really fucking magnificent, of beautiful things and amazing stuff. And I cry when I get in that space. Ooh, but that cannot come without this healing. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So this has everything to do with your issues in this world as well as from back then. And this is the biggest chunk of this. And this is also for her too, because she has a lot of that massive rage and fear and all of that from then, right? Because what happened with Nicholas is he lost the love of his life, right? And what I feel like happened is he ended up betraying you, but he didn't do it on purpose. He did it, right? Because it was, he trusted other people, and then they made this happen. So this increased, this created incredible rage and fear in both of you, and then stops you guys both from being able to have relationships in this lifetime that are any kind of healthy. It's kind of like having sexual relationships with people and being removed from them emotionally, right? Or disconnected in some way. And we've talked about stuff like this with all our crazy stuff, everything from like we talked about me having whore energy and energy that doesn't behoove us, where we disconnect, where we can't trust, where we can't bond, where we can't have a partner, because, and there's this incredible fear that comes up. Do you see? So, this is all about that healing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask God for both Jen Lloyd's reading and this one here now too, please, to release all of this energy from love, for the greatest healing gifts, tools, love, energy, magic for all of us with all of this, from love in the purest form in this reality, any reality, and all that is. Release it all emotionally, put in place of this the best way to be from love. In this reality, any reality, and all that is, and thank you, God, for that for us. So everybody here and everybody who comes and sees this into the future, as well as right now for Nikki and Nicholas. Thank you for these gifts now, please, for all of us, from love in the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and all that is, in our souls, and in all we are, be, say, do, and create, and in all that it is, in the best way for us, and all something better. And thank you, God, for that for us. So the second we do this energy work, words, thoughts, heart space, emotions create. So this starts to release, this starts to happen, but it already started the second we held your chart. Do you see what I'm saying? And the second you guys, and this is why this journey has come, because this is a karmic journey. The second you guys got together, the second that you start to go on this path for this healing. Does this make sense to you? Yeah. And this isn't about the old world relationships. This is about a new world spiritual relationship. Really cool shit. And Nicholas, don't you worry about anything having to do with the vax. You'll heal that too, man. You're super spiritual. You're super gifted. You guys got this, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Do you have any questions?
Not at the moment.
It's a lot, and take your time. If you have a question you want to bring in, that's cool too. I'm just going to do a little sage here between readings. Thank you, God, for that for us, and between what we're doing tonight. And clear, heal, and change all this. All right. Rachel, what time we have?
It's 8:04.
All right. All right. So I'm going to just do this. And I'm going to take one more audience person. Anybody else have any questions here? How about our new girl, Rachel? What you got going on? You got anything yet, Rachel?
Just more so along the lines of how I'm going to be able to open myself to such things, like what everyone believes in, like basically opening yourself to these possibilities and gifts, because I feel like I'm trying to get on the journey and how to even start.
Okay. Well, you're at the right place, girl. So Rachel is a new person in our audience tonight, and she's just kind of rolling, starting out on her spiritual path. When you say that, in this lifetime, in this moment right now. But what she doesn't know is she's been on this for fucking lifetimes, right? And it's just like, bing, yeah, well, it's waking up. It's waking up because it's time, okay? So your soul will lead you wherever you need to go, whether you do what we teach or not. If you come from love and you work with love, you will be and go everywhere you need to go. Your soul will lead you. It's the very things that you love to do, right? So anything you feel called into, like our friend Molly invited you here, right? Or told you about this, right? And so your soul actually called that in, but the vehicle was through Molly. You see what I'm saying? So just like when I talk about we all help to heal each other and we all learn from each other, and this is true. People I meet every day teach me incredible things, right? And my friends and my family teach me incredible things. I mean, look at my kids. They just talk to me about, solar return charts and all the stuff having to do with that, right? And then all of a sudden I'm like, my nose is in it for 24/7 for like the past 3 days. I'm like in the zone with God and in the zone with this, right? I'm working on this, and that's what happens. When you feel it in your heart, you do it. When you're in your passion, you do it. Whatever it is, and only when it is time for you to do it. It's what you call God's time. When it is that you will do something, like, for example, pay your taxes, no comment on that, then you will do it. Then you will do it, right? So everyone knows that I have a long-standing joke about taxes, not into it. However, I'm working on my shit, right? And, and then the new world complicates things, but bringing us back to where you are on your journey. So the more you're in alignment with love, and the other thing that we teach too, the more in alignment with love, the more you're going to go down this journey, whether you can sign on or start doing what we do. Because what we do is basically considered a form of prayer. Ask and you shall receive, right? It's the Christ formula. Ask and you shall receive, right? So you ask God for what you want, whether you want to have a beautiful hair day, whether you want to love yourself, whatever it is that you want to do, right? Whether you're having a sweet tooth and you're like, man, I wish I had a grape lollipop, right? And then suddenly some guy walks into the supermarket and is like, here, and you're like, fuck, it's a grape lollipop. Well, I fucking created that, right? Yeah. That's what this is about, right? So it's about being in your heart, creating beautiful and amazing things for you, and listening to your heart, because the more you listen to your heart, the more things will flow, the greater the life you lead, the more you'll discover everything, and the more you work with God or love or angels consciously, the more you are already in the zone, right? And your soul will lead you where you want to go. Your soul will always lead you because you have a subconscious heart space, a soul path that is already designed for you, that you came in knowing and doing and working with in this lifetime, here now. You came in to do this mission. It's your soul's journey. Do you see what I'm saying? So you will automatically do that, whether you do it kicking and screaming, whether you do it subconsciously, consciously, both, all right? And depending on what your mission is and what many things you want to accomplish, and it's in multiple ways, and there's multiple things in there, right? Like people say to me, I had one girl be like, oh, your journey this lifetime is to learn about power, Lynn. And I'm like, yeah, it is to learn about power, but there's so much more that goes within this. Do you see what I'm saying? That I'm also doing, because our souls aren't just one thing. They're layers of many multiple things. But the bottom line is, if you grab the bull by the horns, that's why Christ's formula is so fucking magnificent, and it's top of the line, because it's just asking and receiving. It's like thinking and doing. It just flows, right? And it's really what Christ did. It's not about the religious stuff. It is about love in the purest form, right? And it's about working with love. Christ was a love energy prophet. It's not about all the religious stuff. It is about love, right? Doesn't mean you can't practice that or you don't have your own beliefs. You follow your heart. But I'm giving you the basic formula for what you already know is in your heart from lifetimes, right? So anything you want to do, ask love for that. Ask love for the answers. Ask love where my destiny is. Ask love how to do this. If you start talking to love all the time, I do it all the time. I have any challenges? Thanks, love, for speaking through me now, please. Thanks, love, for handling this now. Thanks for the best show, the best fun, the best people, the best laughter, the best wisdom, the best of the best of the best from love in the purest form. Thanks, God, for that for me. Always. Why wouldn't we all want that? People be like, oh, that's an ego space and I shouldn't want that. Fuck no. Yes, you should. When you don't want the best of everything for you from love, then you are at a deficit. Anyone here want to be at a deficit? That means you don't have clean underwear. That means your house is a mess, right? That means things don't happen for you. You have to fight and kick and scream and have challenges. And who the fuck wants less than? Not me. Less than doesn't just mean things. Less than means in personality, in mental challenges, in physical challenges. Who doesn't want to have good health? Who doesn't want to have good health mentally? Who doesn't want to be free of addiction? Who doesn't want to, have their greatest life? Do you see what I'm saying? And if you don't love you in the healthiest, best way, you're at a deficit in some way. And whether you're aware of it or not, from everything from hidden, buried whore energy, to trust issues, to toxic anything and everything, from self-worth to I feel like I'm worth nothing. Because when you feel like you're worth nothing, you are worth nothing, everything out here in some way, shape, or form. Do you see? So this is about learning about all the formula of all that is God. And the easiest, quickest, best way I can tell you how to do that is ask love to handle it with everything you do. Ask love to speak through you and start creating your reality, right? And start going through there. And the other formula that goes along with this, really quick and easy, is the astrology. Astrology is a master formula of God, and it's fucking incredible and through the roof, because you can find out all the craziest shit. You can find out that, like in my 6th house, it says literally that I'll have 4 dogs. I mean, that's how crazy it is, right? And then, but yet in other spaces, it'll talk about how, I, like in love relationships, one of the placements or aspects that I had in my chart is that my father, I have a delusional idea of who my father is, and I put him on a pedestal because my relationship with my mother was very challenging all my life, right? So I have an idea that my father is this great, amazing guy, and while I still believe that he is, it was a delusional thing, and it's literally written in the placements in the astrology. Well, that doesn't help me, but you know what I do? I do the same thing with every man in my life in the past. I'm thinking, I put them on a pedestal where I think they're this guy, and that's fucking fake. It's not even real. So they can never match up to those expectations of my delusional idea of he's the man, right? Because there's no fucking such thing. Do you know what I mean? There's no such thing. But somewhere in my convoluted past lives, lifetimes, processing all this stuff that is me, right? Somehow I got to this space, and it's reborn. Again, in this reality, in my family timeline, not to torment me, not because I didn't want it to happen. Like people say to me all the time, they're like, oh, they're like, my health. They're like, it's because of my family, and it's just in my family that we have cancer, or we have these delusions, or that we're addicts. It's because it's in my family. No, it's fucking not. You signed into your family line so you could heal this in you. It's about universe and your soul having an agreement. So it's like universe says to you, here's your Harry Potter wand. What do you want to create? It's time for you to heal this stuff, and you knew it before, and you came in to heal that stuff in earth world and metaphysical, right? So this is that journey for you, for me, for all of us, right? So we have all the power of God, all the power of the magic of everything that is love to change our lives, to live our greatest lives. But your astrology will bring you there to these crazy ass places that you're like, holy shit, how would they know that about me? You know what I'm saying? Just like the North and South Node. I know tons of people who are the South Node in Sagittarius right now, on the cusp of the 12th house. Lots of people having all these mysterious infections. And all of this happens to go right in with the fucking crazy COVID shit. Do you see? What kind of infections are people really having? Is it really the COVID? And then if you look at the 12th house, well, it's delusional. What really is the truth? Do you see? So God is infinite, but there's many ways to look and see all these different things and avenues in you, and you'll know if they're for you by how they what? Feel. Like if Nikki says to me, I'm a whore, like I had a gentleman the other day in my class talk about how I own my whore energy, and I was like, this tells me how he really feels about me because I've healed this in me, right? Because it didn't bother me, right? But if it tweaks me and I go, then that bothers me, and that's something I need to take a look at. It doesn't mean I'm bad. It means that I don't feel good about me. Do you see what I'm saying? In some way, shape, or form. So I, in some way, believe that is a truth about me, right? Because just like when I read that placement about how I put my dad and the shining star and all my partners, the same thing. And the reason they all run away is because they know it and they can't be that guy. But nobody can be that guy. Do you see? And until I heal that in me, I'm always going to be at a deficit. But that's just one placement. Oh, I got a whole fucking notebook, man. Boom, 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 boom. Infinite with God, that I can tell you of placements and things that are going on inside of us that don't behoove us. And this is all part of this journey. But in the astrology, you can find out what your best placements are, what your best destiny is, what you can use in the energy of the stars in this time, in this moment through the transits, and how it affects your chart, right? Like, moonshine Mars, or, Jupiter trine the moon, right? And then they go with other placements for you, right? And they make you charming or charismatic or in your heart or make people love you. So those are the times when I should do my lives, right? Because then people will love me, right? Or be more open to loving me in that energy. But I can't do anything that I'm doing unless it's authentic in my heart and it is meant to be with love energy, and it's calling to my soul and is awakened. Does that make sense? Because you can't fake God, you can't fake love, and you can't bullshit God, you can't bullshit love. You can bullshit yourself all you want, but God knows us all, or love knows us all better than we know ourselves. So does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Glad you came?
Yes.
Good. All right. So any questions regarding that? Are you good?
No, that's good.
Okay. Thanks. So you got some tools now that are really
just
helping.
affirming some things for me. In that
I'm
sense
sure
that I've come at the right place.
Absolutely. And we're here every Sunday at 7:15 p.m. We do all this kind of work and just cool shit all the time. Whatever God or love guides us to in the moment for all of us from love. Okay? All right. So how about, who do we got from the internet? Who else? I know you guys been waiting patiently. Thank you. I know, right? Okay, go ahead.
For Sherry Sexton Walther loves your scarf.
Oh, this is a Rachel gift special. My accomplice here, my criminal crime, my girl here. My scarf is wolves. Rachel gave me this for Christmas, right? So you guys are all part of my pack, and I'm part of your pack. Right? So yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a pretty cool scarf. I fucking love it, right? It brings me back to Nordic times, winter. That's the gray in it. It helps decipher, clear out the gray, the areas like the murky Piscean waters where we can't see the truth, right? It brings to me wolf energy, pack energy, unity energy, efficient skills that all the wolf has, right? Since you brought it up. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Thank you so much. Okay, so who goes next?
Teresa Courtney Lord would like a $5 for what's in store for her in the new year.
All right. Teresa Courtney Lloyd. There's something coming in with your husband in a new healing journey with you and him. I feel like you're going to be going on, opening up your gifts and learning more about healing energies. And when I say healing energies, I'm talking about both earth world healing tools from vitamins, minerals, herbs, cell salts. I'm just looking into this. oils, but there's something about you finding stuff in your land and a book coming in for you for healing stuff from the land in the area where you're in. I believe it's West Virginia, if I'm not mistaken, but please, you can validate that for me if you're cool with that. But so there's multiple things going on here for you. I see this new healing journey. I do see some challenges with your husband's health, right? However, this is nothing that neither of you can't not handle. Okay, so they're telling me this not to scare you, but to bring you to this crossroads for you and tell you that you have all the power here. It's not unlike me waking up with challenges with my health as well, and all of us, whether it's you guys, whether it's Jen Lloyd or whoever it is, we are all going to have some pretty powerful challenges, and this is about that too, and this has everything to do with your past lives, because this is about you kind of being on the side, kind of being a healer, kind of not really having so many irons on the fire. It's about Gemini energy. It's also about Virgo energy and being like kind of emotionally removed, but it has to do with healing overall in your heart to open up your healing gifts into the future for the new world. But there's also something about a book coming in for the land, for the land, like in West Virginia, like the mountains and stuff, kind of like you found those spoons in the dirt. It's just wicked cool, right? Stuff like that, finding things in the dirt, growing different things, finding things that are indicative or native of the land there. All of that comes in. It feels like this journey could already be beginning. There's small symptoms and things, but I feel like May, June, July, August of this year, it really starts to come in hard. It's almost like a mysterious kind of illness thing, but a lot of us are going to be challenged with that in these times because of the poisons and the toxins. But I do feel like this is going to awaken things in you and it's all part of your healing journey that you're not going to realize that you had in you, not necessarily on a conscious level. Just open doorways for new gifts with all this energy. Hi, Mal. I didn't even know you were here. All right. Let me see. Is there anything else for Teresa? Also, there's something about hats for you. I know that you're going to probably think I'm crazy, but something about designing a line of hats, getting creative, right? Rachel's got this really cool hat. Do you have it with you? That little white hat with the pom-pom.
No,
oh my God, it's so funny, right? We went to Walmart the other day, right? And we were getting some paper products, and Rachel and my Sophia were in the Walmart, and it was like a zoo, right? Because it's Christmas season, right? It was like fucking crazy, right? And Rachel had this white hat on, right? And Rachel's about 5'8" with a pom-pom, right? And I said to them, I'll be way in the back, away from the people. I said, just call me when you get there. And she came out the door, and all I could see was this white hat, and I knew it was her from way back in the parking lot. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, go up there, right? There she is. So the reason I'm telling you about this is because there's something about designing a whole line of hats, and it may have to do with your granddaughter or children, and it may be charity work, but there's something about you creating something like that. They're going to be really creative, really amazing. These are some of the new things in the entrepreneur world that you're coming to. It's humanitarian work, really good stuff here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's strange because they just show me candy canes from the holiday, and what's crazy is I feel like something about putting candy canes in the hat, right? So it's going to be some really crazy kooky stuff as well as just really neat, unique, and creative things that you're going to be doing with this stuff. So some neat shit. I look forward to this 2022 for you, girl. Lots of good stuff coming. Okay, so who's next?
Okay, this one's a bit longer. His name is Keith Barrett. He writes in saying, "Hi Lynn, my name is Keith and I am 33 years old. I've been having orthopedic issues over the past 10 years. My body seems to hold tension very easily and it has caused a great deal of stress, hardships, and at this point I feel very stuck and afraid it will never get better. I've tried neuropathy, numerous oils, supplements, dry needling, physical therapy, and recently surgery. I also adhere to a strict diet of soy-free, oil-free, preservative-free foods as well. I wanted to reach out and see if you have any advice for me. Thank you in advance, and I look forward to hearing from you." And then he also sent in his birthday, which is July 14th.
All right, July 14th. You got a year? Does he have a year or no?
1988.
1988. And what is his name?
Keith
All right. His last name by any chance?
Barrett.
Okay. Keith, instantly when you say that there's a Keith, the Keith, your name has some energy in it, like a Toby Keith, all right? Like, so, what does that mean? It means you'll have some energy like that in you. So, that tells me if I look into Toby Keith and I see some of these energies that are going on with him, they'll be in you somewhere. Some will be really cool, like rock star or country music star kind of energy, right? Other things, not so much. It's like the secret Toby Keith that nobody knows about, right? So that's coming in, but also this Barrett, your last name being Barrett, there's a place over here called, in Virginia Beach called Barrett Street Antiques, right? Barrett is antique, so you are a very, very, very old soul. All right, so this tells me huge about the directions that it behooves you to go in with this. All right, there's a whole bunch. It's complex. All right, what you got going on with you is complex. I'm going to ask them for the God's honest truth, but this will give you some windows into you. As for your healing, because you're looking for an answer like everybody looks in Earth World where it's just one thing, but it's many things. It's about having a whole bunch of layers of toxins within you, right? And taking a look at what is going on in your astrology chart, building up your immune system, healing and working on your soul and your heart. That's the antique, the Barrett stuff, okay? You are a very, very, very old soul. You have stuff that rattles your bones. Okay, that's no shit. Is that crazy, right? That would make sense. It's pain. I got the same kind of shit, man. Like lately, I'm like, oh my God, I can't fucking move. And it's not funny. It really isn't. But I'm getting my energy out there, right? Yeah, so what is it that rattles your bones, right? What is the subconscious energy that's literally in your structure, in the bones, in your DNA, right? That you came in here with. So there's habits, there's patterns, there's energy, both subconscious and conscious. So it behooves you to start looking into your soul to remove these things, right? And because we're doing this right now, thanks to the gifts of my children, Madeline and Sophia, right? Who've done fantastic work with this solar return chart, right? And what God talks to me about all the time while we're talking about everything, right? Or universe talks to me, angels talk to me, or you could say, like in Earth World, the voices in my head, right? So, what I would like for you to do is look into all these things, but it's very, very complex, and you need a guide or a person who can work with these things and knows what the fuck they're doing, all right, to get to the bottom of this. You can do it yourself, right? But when you have somebody to assist you, it will go that much faster, but you need a healer, not just an astrologist where they go, oh, you just have to integrate these energies and you're going to be fine. Stop. All right. So in some cases that will work for people. Everything is energy and everything is healing. But this is about getting down to the nastiest, toughest stuff that you've held on to in your structure, in your bones for lifetimes. Right. So this is going to be a great challenge for you at Barrett Antiques. Right. And the other thing we could do is take a look at Toby Keith. If you could read anything about his personal life. Right. Because he feels like to me that he carries a lot of victim energy. Victim, like deep down in the core of his soul, right? Woe is me, this woe is me, and he feels like he has that in him. So it would behoove us to learn some of that in him. But what's even equally, right? Because he comes in for a reason. So there are no accidents with God or universe or love. Everything comes in for a reason. Okay, so the Toby Keith stuff is coming in to take a look at, as well as the astrology and, of course, your solar return chart, okay? Because that's about the now, along with the transits for the things that are going to be great to release these energies in you and help you heal. The other thing that comes in is detoxing, okay? Detoxing, all right? Activative charcoal, what is the other thing? I think it's bentonite or bentonite clay. And of course there's directions on how to use this stuff, but there's natural ways to heal you, right? The problem is they can't relieve the problem addressing it in bits and pieces, right? They have to get to the core of it. And it is both metaphysical and physical, okay? And that's why I'm telling you, we got to start detoxing you of all the poisons that are both physical in this earth world as well as metaphysical. And it's the belief systems and the energies emotionally and in all ways that we have going on in us that makes us physically sick, right? In our structure and in all that we are. So we have to get to the bottoms of these places. And these are some of your greatest ways to do this and do the energy work within the astrology, which is what we do here. But you can also do it yourself. Ask God for the best people. Ask God to do it. Ask God and ask and you shall receive, right? Or ask love, right? So it comes in that it behooves you. You don't got to do anything, but if you keep going down this path, it's not going to change, right? You already know that, right? Because the result in earth world is not what you're looking for. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to the doctors and you're doing this and you're doing that and you're sort of not really ever getting better, or you're not really getting any results that are behooving and helping you in some way, shape, or form, whether it's whatever you got going on, it's not working for you, then you have to say, okay, it's time to do something different. And it doesn't mean that all these things are bad, or all the things that you did before aren't necessarily helpful. I feel like they are to some degree, but the problem is until you get to the bottom of the problem, it doesn't go away. And that's what we do. And this is what you can do. Ask God for all the answers. Ask and you shall receive, or you can come here too. But right now, what comes in for you to start on this path, right? Because there's a whole bunch of stuff, right? Changing when you say, oh, I do this particular diet, right? All because it's healthy for you, or they say it's healthy for you, or you're on this particular diet. Did you go where you know for sure that what you're eating is healthy for you? Did you talk to God about it? Because what comes in is so many times things that we think are good for us, and they tout them, like milk thistle for your liver, or coconut oil, right? Like milk thistle, coconut oil, and coffee are really, really, really bad for me. They're contraindicated. They're toxic, right? But a lot of people go, well, coffee, we know coffee is not really healthy for you, right? So, I mean, that's a given, right? But things like milk thistle, they tout that in homeopathic all the time for your liver, but that's not necessarily the best thing for everybody. Same thing. My mother is always yelling at me, eat vitamin C, because that's what's best for her. But vitamin C, right, doesn't have the same gifts of healing as it does for her versus me. And this is everything to do with the differences in our souls. Because even though she's my mom, we are completely different, right? And unique in our own right. Everybody get that? Yeah. So what's coming in for you is a course of vitamins, minerals, herbs to uptake your as well as oils, cell salts to help you with these symptoms in the now, as well as the oils in the now as well to help you, right? And build up your immune system, all right? And to detox. But if you keep doing, like, let's say milk thistle is no good for you, and coconut oil, right? My sister fried me some chicken and coconut oil one day, and I was like, I thought my throat was going to close. And I was like, holy fuck. I'm like, don't do that again, I'm like, okay, coconut oil is not for me, right? But, and normally people would be like, oh, it's so healthy, it's so good for you, right? And I'm like, but it's not always the case because we're uniquely different, right? So, and if we talked about all the things that you have and you're doing in this reality right now, you said you did this and you did that and you did this. If you write those things down, I'll tell you everything that worked for you, the percentage that it worked for you, the doctors that are the best for you, the doctors that are working for you and that are not. And I'm just going to, how do I do that? I just go boom, boom, boom. I ask God. They'll be like, get rid of that one. That one's not the best for you. This one doesn't really have it together. And a lot of times they'll tell me personal shit, but you don't need to know that, right? Like where they're really fucked up in their lives. But the bottom line is my job is to get you the best healers, people for you so you can be well, right? Or whatever it is that you ask me for from guidance from love, energy, or God, or universe. That's my job here, okay? So what comes in for you is to send me those things. I'll tell you what's working for you, what is not, where you can stop wasting your money. You can also come up with a plan. You can ask God for all these things. You can work with a homeopathic practitioner or some variation of that, or you can work with me. I don't care. You feel in your heart what's best for you. But what I would do is I would do the transit, the solar arc chart, solar return chart to get to the bottom of what's going on with you, along with the transits within that, right? To bang out some of the biggest stuff that has to go right now that is ailing you, because everything is about the now with God or love, right? You have to address things that are bothering you in the now, right? Or are not, or need to be addressed by working with love energy. And so your health will reflect what is not working for you, what what is in the moment, okay? So these things, it behooves you to look into all these things, and then we remove this stuff energetically. Right? So we do this as well as we give you vitamins, minerals, herbs, and all these earth world tools to help and assist you. But all this stuff that I just gave you, you can start exploring and going down, but it behooves you to detox, right? And detox also includes, it behooves you to oxygenate your body, like exercise if you can. If you can't, like right now I'm having a hard time moving with my shit that's going on with me, right? So if I can't exercise, we get it, right? But I'm going to do all the other things in there that can help me oxygenate my system, right? That are healthy and best for me. There's all different kinds of holistic stuff that you can do to help build up you, right? So as soon as you can, we want you to oxygenate your body, right? How do you do that? You do cardiovascular, right? So you can breathe and you get that air in there because that's super, super healthy and super healing, right? So that's one of those things that will help you a lot. Like I keep saying, I would love to run again, right? And it's also mind cleansing. So it's going to help you release that emotional crap and the stuff that you hold on to in your bones that you're not releasing, right? So it doesn't mean you could run, you could bike, you could walk, you could speed walk. Whatever you connect with that feels good for your soul is going to be good for you to oxygenate and to release. One of the old sayings that I used to love and how I got into running way back in the day was, somebody said to me, I love to run because it's mind cleansing. That's right. It totally is. I would have so much shit in my fucking head when I go running and I come back and I'd be like, wow. Right? And that's a physical earth world way to what? Release the anxiety, release the fear, release the toxic, release the emotions, right? So this will help immensely. Of course, if you're too down and out, then start where you can start. Start with writing down your diet. You can text me back here and do it on the live show. I'm cool with that. I'll tell you what doesn't work for you. You can photograph it, send it to the shop if you want, right? And you can, and we can pull out what you wrote, do a diet log so we can pull out this stuff. I'll tell you what's not working for you that you're eating, right? Just like we talked about, as well as the vitamins, minerals, and herbs that will work for you for what you got going on. Write down all your symptoms as well, because there's symptoms that you got going on here that you're not even aware of that you got going on, because you're focusing on what ails you the most, and that's what many of us do, and we're missing so many other things that tell us the truth of the story of what's going on here, because everything physical is metaphysical and emotional, right? It's all wrapped up. It's all energy. It's all energy, okay? So we got to release and heal these things and start on this healing journey. And in the next 2 to 3 years, I feel you'll definitely heal this if you go down this path. And you can make it much faster, but you start doing what I'm telling you here, you'll start to make those changes right away. You'll start to feel better right away in so many different ways. Like one of the first things that happened with my sickness and stuff that we're going through is one of the first things that happened as soon as I started going down this path and doing these things, I started to get a clearer head, and I could think more clearly. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't realize the Alzheimer's that I had in my head. You know what I mean? Or the disconnects I had. Like I was driving down the road one day, taking my kid to the doctor, and I didn't even realize it, but I didn't close the back door to my Jeep, and it's wide open. I'm like, oh my God, I've never done that before, because the sickness that I had was affecting me mentally, physically, in all ways, right? So this is creepy shit. We don't even realize the stuff that's going on because it's so subtle so many times, right? So stuff is subconscious and stuff is conscious, but the earth world and everything that is God shows you the way of the truth, the God's honest truth about what is going on with you, whether it's mental, physical, spiritual, whatever it is that is love energy, and that is all that is God, and that is you. So this is what I suggest. This is what comes in for you right off the bat, and you can start doing all this work yourself. Ask love to change it. Ask love for the best solutions. Ask love for the best cell salts, the best diet, the best oils, the best vitamins, the best herbs, the best detoxing, the best of everything you need. And it's not going to take 5 minutes, because you've been toxic like this for a while, and this is about lifetimes. But when you do all these things and remove those habits and patterns in you that you're not even aware of, or the energy, so to speak, by doing energy work, right? But you can also literally see those habits and patterns and energies in astrology, right? So if you start looking into this, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about, because who gives a fuck what I say, right? The truth is really evident in what's happening in Earth world. Always, right? Just like the guy that says he wants to date you and never calls. He doesn't really want to date you. If he did, he'd be calling. You'd be married, right? Same thing, right? All right, so who's next?
Sherry Sexton Walther would like to know what you see for her this coming year.
All right. What's her birthday? Did she give a birthday?
I don't know. I can let you know when she writes it in.
All right. All right, God, what's the God's honest truth? What's coming in with Sherry? All right, first two things that come in for you, Sherry, is water. Water energy comes in for you. I see something about a pool and healing with water energy. I don't know if you do anything with this now, but it's coming in with you. What's interesting, I feel like somehow the opportunity would come around in summer season. It can become before that. I feel like it started 2 or 3 years ago, and you've been like, kind of like your soul's been like bouncing it around in there like a ping pong ball, kind of like trying to get it together, but it feels something about water and water healing. It may be like aquatics, animal water healing comes in with this, okay? There's something about that for you. Again, you're a healer by nature. Hi, Lucky. Hi, Lucky's over here by me. Hi, you want to be on TV? Come here, Lucky. Hello, everybody. I hope you can see. Come here, Lucky. Come on. Come on, Lucky's right here. He's right next to me if you can see him. Oh, he's going to lie by me because he's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. Oh, he's going in my bag. There's so much dirt and shit in there. I said, I got to clean my bag out. But leave it to a dog. They love nasty.
Candy canes.
Oh, he likes candy canes?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay, you're a good boy, Lucky. So Lucky's having a moment here in the middle of your reading. I apologize, but oh, it's fine. It's fine. So we got Lucky here. He's here with Mark. Okay, so let's see. Sherry, right? All right. I'm laughing because they're going, ooh, Sherry. Like, you know, like that old world French joke, ooh, Sherry, you know. Yeah, it's kind of a funny, or endearing is a better word for it. Okay, let me just see. Yeah, there's definitely a healing path for you. What really comes in strong for you is herbs and gardening and teaching about gardening and herbs. When I say, because I see like pots, so this stuff does come in with you as well. Okay. And that's because what's coming in the world, we're going to need all the healers that we can get. We're going to need a lot of really, really gifted, amazing people. To help people through these times. Okay, there's also something about horseback riding vacations, and farming, going out on a farm, not necessarily being that you will literally farm, you may, but there's something about connections to horseback riding. There's a lot of connections for you to the land and new avenues and new doorways opening up with all of these things just in different ways. It may be the way you think about it in Earthworld, but it may not, and it all comes in for you. With this as opportunities and things to explore. And as I'm looking up, I look at, and I got all these moons on the wall over here. And what's crazy is each new moon cycle will bring you new things, new doorways to open up. So there's something about the connection to the moon for you. So you may have a lot of Cancer energy and Cancer placements in your chart. Mother is Cancer energy, and the moon is Cancer energy. But I also feel like you may also have some Pisces placements in there, because there's something about your soul being tied into the cycles of the moon with this. And this may also be books and stuff that you write about and teach into the future on your journey. So take a look at the calendar and write down, find out what the moon cycles is. I have a friend and client named Eve, and Eve usually each year sends me a magnet of all the moon cycles, or she did for a couple years, and we've been busy, and I'm sure that's probably why she hasn't gotten to it this year, or hasn't thought about it. I can buy my own, but she's been lovely, and she gives me this moon cycle magnet, right? And it has the whole moon cycle for the whole entire year each month, and that would be really cool. What they're telling me is to put that together in a calendar and see. Yeah, it's like being a dad, you know. Lucky decided to eat the candy on the table, right? He wanted the candy canes, and then he wanted the, what do they call those little things, sweet tarts, you know. Lucky likes the sweet stuff. Yeah. Okay. So let me see. So I want to get back to the moon calendar, the moon sign, and what's coming in for that. because they want you to get a notebook, write it on your calendar so that you'll see the new opportunities that are coming in with the moon. And then this is going to also bring you on a whole nother aspect and way of what's coming in the future with the moon, like using the moon in different ways for healing, with the plants, with nature, with water energy. Remember, you know, moon is emotions, emotions are water, water energy is emotions, okay? So there's a lot of avenues you can go down this with. And I think that's pretty exciting. I think you got a lot of shit to explore there, a lot of cool stuff. So it's coming for you. And again, things will be triggered in the way that they come in the collective based on what we're going to do and what we're meant to do. Sometimes we'll get stuff that comes in right away, and then the course of everything gets changed by what's happening in the collective and or your soul and what happens in your personal life and your journey versus the healing work you do. The physical earth world created changes, right? Change your destiny as well, just for everybody, okay? All of these things is energy that propels you forward with whatever it is you're going to do in the moment, all right? Or awakens it in your soul. So, hopefully you're good with that. And if not, ask me any questions into the future and we'll go from there. All right. Go ahead. What else we got?
Angela Mirabli wrote in that she sees angels all around her all the time. What does this mean?
Oh, Angela, right? You think that's an accident that your name is Angela? Angel, right? You, my friend, are an angel, okay? You have angel energy. You carry this energy within you. You came here to help change the world. This is why all this stuff is all part of why you have these angels around you. You okay?
Yeah, he keeps hitting the slate. I'm going to scoot his bed over so he's got
Okay,
one
all
more
good.
way. Sorry, excuse
That's
me.
okay. All right. So, thanks God for the best solutions for Lucky now so he can settle down and be happy. And for all of us from love. And thank you, God, for that for us. Okay. Also, let me just see here. So these angels, this angel energy, you are guided by angels. You come in with angels. You have had really difficult times in your life, okay? So this stuff does come in for you. They're all around you all the time. What I'm getting is to start journaling for you and have an open dialogue with these angels and with this energy, and they really are all around you, and you can really teach people so much about this realm, meaning area, so to speak, of angels. And if you work with them, you will learn so much, right? So ask and you shall receive. Start talking to them. Start getting notebooks. Ask their names, right? You have personal angels. You have protection angels. You have guide angels. You have angels that come in on and off. And then there's everybody's old Earth world favorite, the guardian angel, right? So, but really they all do bits and pieces and variations of this work for you. And sometimes guardian angels come in earth world people form, and that's why part of the reason why you're an angel as well, right? And this is about you having to do some kind of work here on earth to satisfy karma that you agreed to with all of this for the new world as well as your best healing. So this is some powerful, powerful stuff. In fact, you may even do what you call like angel readings for people into the future where people call you up and they're like, what angels are around me? You know, and sometimes I get people who do that in their readings as well, right? Or they want to know what angels are around them, and because different things change at different times, just like with spirit animals. So there's a possibility for you to help people with their angels, tell them and teach them about what they got going on around them, as well as do medium work. And this is all the start of these changes that come with Neptune and Pisces, the rays, and all the changes of transformation, rising the vibration of the planet to love, right? And all this is all part of our journey as we step into the new world, our new dreams, and our new lives. So this is all part of that. Pretty exciting stuff. How cool. And what's super cool is how unique everybody is and everybody's gifts are, isn't it? And incredibly different, right? People go to me, oh, Lynn, all the time you tell people they're healers and they write books and it's the same shit over and over, right? Why can't you tell somebody something else? But they never say that to my face. They go and tell that shit to other people, right? And I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, clearly there's far more unique and special stuff in all of us, right? In reference to this, it's not really in the way that one person thinks. It's infinite. So all of us have the ability to write books. All of us have the ability to do all these things, but not all of us came in here to do these things, right? So they are, I see you are on this path right now, but you can change that at any time that you want. And the truth is, we're all going to be very similar, but very uniquely different at the same time. And we may have many same destinies because, again, what you are is what you attract. So this is all intertwined with all of that, but at the same time, you are uniquely special and different. And you're never going to do the same thing somebody else is doing. Why? Not in exactly to a T. Why? Because everything that is God is unique to itself. So even though this is one piece of sage and we all have a million pieces of sage, this is the only one in it, in this world, that is just like this. Just like you guys. Super special, right? Yeah, that's the whole essence of being in Earth world, is being able to live apart from God, but still be connected to God so you can do amazing things in a different way. You know what I mean? Cool shit, right? All right, and to learn all about love, and get to do really cool shit, right? In different dimensions, whatever dimension you're in. But we're right here, right now, we're in Earth world, okay? Okay, so that said, who's next? Anybody in the audience? Do you guys want a question, or you head now?
Oh, we have to go pick up our goodies, our treasures.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry if we didn't get to you, but you can always call in. You could always come next week or whenever you feel.
We'll definitely be back.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks for coming. All right, you guys have a great night. Thank you. Okay. Thanks. Have a great night. Okay. Let's see. So any of you guys out here, Molly, you have a question?
A fiver for the new year.
A fiver for the new year. You know, when you asked me this, we were just talking yesterday. We were talking today, right? And you're like, what's my fiver for the new year? You pretty much already know what that is, but I will rehash that and see what else we can find. Sound good? Yeah. So I do feel like you're going to hold on for the next 2 to 3, possibly 4 months to the job that you have now with your dad. I feel like you're going to beg some money. I feel like that's going to keep on going. I feel like you're going to get your flyer together. They are showing me a vision of you really dragging your feet with this. So, well, you know, you can shake your head all you want, but what happens is Earthworld tells you the truth. Where is it? Do you see what I'm saying? So when I put something together in my reality, right, I could talk about doing the show, and if I don't ever do the show, then I'm not really doing it. So there's something about there's some kind of stuff stopping you, and you is an area to look into to see why that is. Does that make sense? Right now, of course, the holiday energy is part of that stopping you, okay? But I do feel you're going to get forward, you're going to move forward with it. In the next, it comes in as the next 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 months that you're going to get this shit together. And you may think, well, that's way out there, but that's because it feels like there's going to be some other challenges coming in, both in Earth world and in the drama or the path that your soul is on in Earth world in this life. So something may come up with your mom, something may come up with peers, something may come up with over here or over there or with your dad or with this. You see what I'm saying? And so these challenges are not necessarily because you're wrong or you're toxic or your shit is blocking you. There is some stuff that comes in as that, definitely, and it is in astrology. But again, the solar chart, transit chart as well, right? These are all things that we can look into, as well as everything and anything in astrology. For these placements, ask and you shall receive. So you ask God for the answers, right? To get to the bottom of the best things and be specific with this work so we can heal it and change it and create. Also, with this, so it doesn't come in necessarily as like in the way that you're thinking of that you created these challenges. Really, this has everything to do with Uranus and Taurus. Also, Pluto and the Sun, okay, aspects of that. All right, Mars and the Sun as well, where there's going to be challenges in the energy and things that we just have to deal with one by one, over and over and over and over. And that's the nature of what we're all going through with this transformation energy. It's all part of this. So, but this is designed to let you go with those things that are holding you back, that no longer serve you, and it must be done in Earth world. So dealing with shit with your mom, dealing with shit with peers, dealing with like the house thing, like all the things I'm going through, it's the same habit and pattern. And this comes in with being in your personal natal chart as well, because you, Sophia, and I have very many of the same placements with the Sagittarian rising, and then that puts our houses and our placements very similar. So we're going to have variations of that going on with this. Do you see what I'm saying? But if you are our people, there'll be also, right, other placements of this journey depending on when you're supposed to go on it. So each one of us here, whether you got a reading or not, is going to deal with challenges like boom, 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 boom. That's that Uranus energy, and that's designed to release things in Earth world, whether it's great fear, right? Like when my daughter was having seizures and I felt all this fear come up because I was like, holy fuck, what if she dies? What if she dies? What if she could die? What if I can't fix this? What if? And then you freak out in that energy, and then I'm like, okay, God, Jesus, take the wheel, right? Clear it all out, because this is the truth, right? This is designed to give it back to God, to clear the stuff in us that is toxic ego, toxic unwell. Why can't I fix this? What's wrong with me? You know, I have no power here. It's all designed to release all the stuff that no longer serves you from lifetimes. Fears, anxiety, depression, addiction, sadness, all kinds of stuff that is energy, and even stuff we don't even know or isn't even aware of, that's buried in our bodies or in our souls and is deep down and is subconscious, but the energy is there. This is designed to release all of this, okay? So this is why. And it's kind of like we can say, oh, that's not going to happen, and we can be damn sure, right? Well, there's nobody in their right mind that I would ever listen to that would have told me the shit that I've just been through would have happened, that I would have ever believed. I'd be like, oh yeah, you're fucking full of shit. I would be thinking, I'd be like, not gonna happen. Truth be told, yeah, right? So it is universe reminding us all that we need to be in alignment with love. We need to, it behooves us to. It behooves us to work with love. And it's all of our power, ego, garbage, drama, depression, all kinds of toxic anxiety, all that stuff that we have going on in us, that doesn't serve us, whatever the energy is. So this is all part of the grand plan and grand design. That's why Earth World is so amazing. Why? Because by doing an Earth World, we get things done and released in our physical bodies, right? By, like me, going through massive pain and suffering here, right? Or massive changes in my housing, massive changes anywhere and everywhere in my life, with my children, with my health, with all of this, right? It's designed to release this, to free me from this. Earth World is an amazing thing. When I won't do the work metaphysically, or I'm not aware of it, or it needs to be done and I need to step into my destiny, God, love, in alignment with my soul, with the agreements before I even came in here, awaken, right? That's God's time. That's God's time. Awaken and bring it right to my door, right? Just like the guy who keeps doing drugs, keeps selling drugs, keeps getting busted or doesn't get busted, right? And keeps on going, right? And he keeps on going till he's in a coma, right? Because that's Earth World bringing it right to you in Earth World, right? Because he won't stop, and you could talk to him a million times, and he just can't do it, right? And that's the nature of Earth World. And he may cross over, right? And he may pass on, right? But you bet your ass the next time he'll be reevaluating that, and much of this energy, like 98% of the time, will be healed, because that's the nature of the learning in Earth World. That's why with age comes wisdom. The whole transformation sometimes of being a drug addict or being somebody who's sick mentally and crossing over or committing suicide is so that you get the value of your life. Because once you do shit like that and you're on the other side and you realize, and this happens a lot because I talk to souls who have crossed over a lot, right? Ones that I know personally, right? And ones that, I couldn't believe stuff that happened, like, or mysteries, like people think that somebody murdered them and stuff. And they literally tell me, they're like, yeah, no, that didn't happen in the way that they think, right? And then they'll say to me, you know what? I wish I could have done something different. I wish it could have been different. I wish I wasn't in this space. But at the same time, it's not always like that. But I'm using this right now to explain to you how energy is released in our souls, how healing happens in Earth World. Earth World is really fucking amazing, but it is physical and it is in the energy, and we learn from all our lessons and all the things we have to do and deal with, and we release stuff and we heal stuff, both in Earth World energy as well as metaphysically. And this is why the Earth World is so amazing. When we don't heal it in our in Earth World metaphysically, right? Universe with our souls brings it to us, and God, and like some people in their belief systems would be like, well, why would God do this to me, right? But that's not really how it is. That's not really how it is, right? The truth of God is God doesn't do stuff with you or to you, right? You have an agreement with love energy and all that is God, because you are part of that love energy, right? And you are here to be the greatest you that you came in here to be. So these agreements, let me just see, that we have are part of the grand design. So God doesn't make you do anything, right? There's all these misnomers about what that God has control over everything, and God doesn't, all these old world religious beliefs. And really, that's not the truth of God. There's a whole entire karma, or a whole entire law of universe in Saturn's Earth World, as well as love energy that is God, right? There's a whole entire universal law of everything, right? In every dimension and in all that is God, right? So when we are in this space, right, everything that happens is in alignment with that, and we agree to everything that goes on in our lives in the moment when we choose that path, that door, whatever happens, right? All before we came in. Why? So we can heal us, so we can change the world if we so choose, so we can live our greatest lives, right? So this is why, and we've agreed to this before, right? So it is you who decides, right? And really, just like when people say, oh, well, you go to heaven and then you get judged and you can go to hell and all that shit. No. The worst energy, it's not in the way you think, right? Or they think, right? The worst about this energy is that you're your own worst critic. You're the guy that beats the shit out of you, right? You're the guy who has to live with your karma, the stuff that you did. Isn't that really the worst torture? If you think about it, yeah, right? Like there was this woman back in the day, Susan Smith, I think it was in South Carolina, and she drove her kids into the lake and they drowned in her van, right? So supposedly so she could be with another man or some kind of weirdo shit. But either way, she went to jail and the people fucking hated her and wanted to like crucify her and shit. And I thought about that for a minute, right? And I thought, Jesus Christ in heaven, isn't it enough that this woman has to live with the thought that she killed her own little babies? Is that not enough? Think about that. Yeah, that's heavy shit, right? Nothing anybody could ever do to you out here is going to be nearly as torturous as the nasty that we do to ourselves, or the nasty that resides in us, really. Because just like they say, really, hell is internal, right? Hell is internal, right? It's the unwell that you got going on here that tortures the living fuck out of us. This is why I say, do this work, get rid of it. You want to be happy? Ask God to be happy, because this is the best, quickest, easiest way you're going to go down this path. And it beats the shit out of anything in Earth World. For lifetimes I've done this work. And most of you have too, right? And so this is where we're going with the new world, all right, for the authentic new world. Okay, so Molly, any other questions in reference to all this?
Nope.
Okay. All right, how much time we got, Ray?
9 o'clock exactly.
All right, it's 9 o'clock exactly. Can you please we'll do one more person from the internet, if that's okay.
Yes. Sarah Sutra wrote in. She's asking what is coming in for me. I have felt very agitated yesterday and also today.
Oh, that's funny you say. You're really picking up on the collective energy, because we were all agitated the last few days. I'm sure a lot of you might have felt that energy. I felt like I woke up, or like, and I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm like, I'm fucking raging. And I'm like, I don't know why, right? So you're picking up on that energy of the collective. With this rage energy, this is really a lot of fear. Fear that's turned in a different direction of the way that it processes, and it being angry about what's going to happen in the world, being angry about the possibility of things taken away from us, being angry in multitude of different ways, both in Earth world, and then it tweaks our physical stuff internal, right? And so this is part of both an energy release as well as to show you what's going on in the world, right? The people are angry, the world is toxic, so this energy has to come out and it has to have a release, right? Also, you being a really gifted healer yourself, you tap into energies, so this is also part of that. You tapping into those energies. Let me just see. Anything else with that for her? No, it's what they're showing. When I say no, well, actually yes, because what they're showing me is like Nicholas's chart from the beginning. Whatever is in your 12th house, take a look at that, because there's some rage and some healing to do with this as well. I'm just looking, like, I know that in my subconscious chart and in some of my charts, like having the Aries moon for my solar return chart, this is also going to help me get rid of and release some of that emotional energy that has to do with rage, right? But remember, don't forget that rage is designed to help us in many ways in a healthy space of it, right? If we're raging all the time, then it's totally fucking toxic, and that rage will usually come out in your physical body because it's Mars, it's Aries, it's that physical energy, right? That's what rage is. It's physical outlet here. That's all part of it. So this comes in to look at your 6th house and your 12th house, see where the Aries and Mars, or what placements you have or aspects to them right now, because this is coming in for you to release them, as well as in your moon, your subconscious emotional habits and patterns and beliefs that come in deep and are going to be released. So this is all part of that journey. So when we feel the anger of the collective, it's all designed to release that in us, as well as get rid of our stuff, help and assist us. But in the moment, man, it can be pretty rough. Lavender essential oil will help you to release that as well. You can breathe that in. There's also some really great cell salts for rage as well. I know that number 4 is one of them that I use. What other numbers do we use for rage, anxiety, stress?
2, 6, and 9.
Yeah, so 4, 2, 6, and 9 of your Highlands homeopathic cell salts, right? Those are really great, but they're also good for physical stuff too. So, one way to validate what we're saying here is, if you have those symptoms, look into those things in you internally, because what happens in your body reflects what's going on in here in the metaphysical. Okay? All right, so we good for tonight? All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. God willing, right? We will see you next Sunday night at 7:15. Thank you so much. If you can donate or share our stuff, please do. The more we get it out there, the more we help change the world from love. And thank you.